I'm Gary Moore, President of the American Correctional Association, and it is a great day to be alive. We have a full program for you during this session. It is now my distinct honor to introduce the members of our executive committee. Commissioner Tony C. Parker, President-elect, Nashville, Tennessee. Chief Tony M. Wilkes, Vice President, Nashville, Tennessee. Denise M. Robinson, Treasurer, Columbus, Ohio. Dr. Lynette Lithicum, Immediate Past President, Huntsville, Texas. Sheriff Beth Arthur, Board of Governors Representative to the Executive Committee, Arlington, Virginia. Dr. Derek D. Schofield, Board of Governors Representative to the Executive Committee, Boca Raton, Florida. And James A. Gondels, Jr., our Executive Director, Alexandria, Virginia. We'll hear from him later. This is your Executive Committee of the American Correctional Association. This is an important moment for any organization, the oath of office for officers, Board of Governors, Delegate Assembly, and Commission on Accreditation for Corrections members. You know, one of the greatest honors a president can have is to preside over such a ceremony and participate in the leadership change and growth of the American Correctional Association. The American Correctional Association is a vibrant and nationally recognized leader. To you, the new leadership, I impel you to continue the dynamic pursuits that have been established and just continue to do great things. We trust that a solid foundation of mutual support and respect has been laid, and that you, as newly elected officers, Board of Governors, Commission on Accreditation for Correction, and Delegate Assembly members will continue to enhance the professionalism of corrections and each of us as individuals. The names of those being sworn in today promise a great 2 years. Tony Parker. There's Tony. Tony, would you please stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me? I state your name.
I, Tony Parker,
solemnly swear
to support and uphold
the Constitution and bylaws of the American Correctional Association,
the Constitution and the bylaws of the American Correctional Association,
and perform the duties of my office to the best of my abilities. Congratulations, Tony will be the 107th president at the conclusion of this conference. It has been a great honor and a tremendous pleasure to serve as your 106th president for the last 2 years of this great organization, the American Correctional Association. And now it is my honor to introduce the 107th president, Tony Parker, once again, a great correctional professional who will give you an overview of the next 2 years. Tony?
Thank you, Gary, and ACA members and everyone who supports corrections across this country and around the world. You know, I am just so humbled and honored to be given such a special opportunity to represent each of you as the president of the American Correctional Association. There are a few people that I would like to offer a special thank you to. Gary Moore, thank you for your relentless pursuit of excellence for the American Correctional Association over the last 2 years. 2 years that in no way can be called normal and was full of distractions, unforeseen tragedies, and a pandemic that has truly changed forever the way we live and the way we associate with one another. But throughout everything, Gary, you have remained steadfast in your duties as president and never lost faith in the mission of ACA. To former Governor Haslam, thank you for first giving me the honor to serve as Commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Corrections. To Governor Bill Lee, thank you for allowing me the privilege to continue to serve in this role within your administration. And I also want to thank you for your vision in ensuring effective reentry and criminal justice reform. To my TDOC family who have so unselfishly carried and supported me over the last 38 years, I will never be able to repay you for your dedication and your support. I have been blessed over the years to be influenced and counseled by some great correctional leaders and mentors, such as Richard Stalder, George Little, Derek Schofield, Robert Connolly, and many others who have invested their time and their resources in me. I also want to thank Jim and Betty Gondels for believing in me and for their relentless efforts in keeping the American Correctional Association recognized as the primary resource for correctional performance standards and expected practices at home and around the world. Finally, I want to thank my beautiful wife, Misty, and my children for their love and their support. Now, I recognize that over the last year, we have all been through one of the most challenging times in our lives. But today, I want to talk about the courage and the strength that I have witnessed during this period. You know, the word hero can take on different meanings for different people. The dictionary definition of a hero describes a legendary figure of great strength and ability, an outstanding warrior or a soldier, a person admired for achievements and qualities, or one that shows great courage. You know, whatever definition you prefer, any one of them could be used to describe our heroic correctional professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, our frontline corrections officers, healthcare workers, counselors, teachers, food service workers, and all support staff and others who have contributed to deliver the mission of this industry that we all serve are all true heroes in every sense of the word. And that includes our corporate and our private partners who stood beside us along the way. It's safe to say that anyone who has worked in corrections understands that it truly takes all of us as a team working together to deliver on our mission. Some of the most uplifting and sobering moments I've experienced over this last year happened as I looked around many of our cities where businesses were closed and streets were bare and people were quarantined and isolated in their homes. But in our jails, in our prisons, in our detention facilities, probation and parole divisions, and community corrections offices across this country, our faithful employees continue to show up and provide the public service that our nation depends on. So let me be clear. We must all recognize that the heroes of corrections are those we call the boots on the ground. They work in our facilities, our jails, probation and parole offices, detention facilities, juvenile centers. They show up even during a global pandemic and during social unrest. They perform the often thankless work of public safety because, you know, that's what true heroes do. I'm reminded of Theodore Roosevelt's speech of the man in the arena. When I think about our corrections family, Theodore Roosevelt said, he said, it's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, and who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is not effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither knew victory nor defeat. To each of you, ladies and gentlemen, whose face is marred with dust, sweat, and blood, thank you. thank you for being our heroes. Over the next 2 years, I ask that each of you assist me in continuing to deliver the mission of the American Correctional Association in providing a professional organization for people and private partners to come together for a common goal of improving the justice system. But I also invite you to focus on a few key initiatives that I have. My focus these next 2 years will be on exploring new strategies to enhance safety within our facilities, as well as helping others better understand the complexity and the true nature of our work in corrections. We will achieve this goal by focusing on 4 key areas. First, helping others to see corrections as a place that offers opportunities for positive transformation through effective rehabilitation. It is my belief that this is the true mission of corrections. Our corrections staff provide a great example of true public servants and professionals. I believe that we must find innovative ways to help elevate the public's perception of corrections work, and as stated in our goals, continue to lead and serve as the voice of the accrediting body of corrections, both here in the United States and around the world. Next, I plan to work closely with higher education institutions in expanding the training and educational opportunities for corrections staff through the use of ACA's world-class e-learning tools and extensive training programs. I also want to think we all can agree that most correction populations have seen a significant increase in individuals with mental health diagnoses. The American Correctional Association has been very successful in providing correctional behavioral health training to many agencies. And as we continue to expand this initiative, I would ask that we explore additional opportunities that will make the correctional environment a safer place to work and live. I want to expand our focus on providing training for correctional staff in recognizing and responding to the signs and symptoms of mental illness, as well as providing the tools for staff to use in skilled de-escalation techniques that will reduce the need for physical intervention through multidisciplinary service teams. Finally, I want to continue to expand the use of technology to magnify rehabilitative initiatives and training, as well as expanding communication platforms such as social media and virtual platforms to ensure the American Correctional Association's message continues to be a resounding voice to our members, the public, and around the world. Working together, we can achieve these goals and build upon ACA's 151-year legacy as a champion for corrections and corrections effectiveness. And once again, let me thank each of you for allowing me to serve as your president. I describe the work of corrections as challenging, complex, and often misunderstood, even on the best of days. But I also know the character and dedication of the corrections family that is more than capable of delivering the mission of corrections, even in these challenging times. Ladies and gentlemen, please know that I am praying for each of you and your families as we enter 2021. I am very much looking forward to seeing you all in Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee in August of this year, where I can promise you we're going to have a great time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for giving me this opportunity, this honor to serve as your president. Thank you.
Well, Mr. President, we congratulate you and wish you nothing but the best. And another tradition that we go through, and this is unlike any we've ever done before. It's kind of weird when you're talking to a TV screen or a monitor or to someone you can't see. Now I can see him. But we hand a gavel to the president, the incoming president of ACA. And so we've already sent a gavel to him, but through the eyes of modern technology, Mr. Parker, President Parker, your gavel.
Thank you, sir.
We wish the 107th president nothing but success as he begins his presidency. And we, like him, hope to be with you face to face for our 151st Congress of Correction. Lastly, don't forget to mark your calendars for the 151st Congress of Correction. It will be August the 12th through the 17th. And lastly, thank you for being with us. Thank you for supporting what I believe is the greatest correctional association in the world, the American Correctional Association. God bless you.